Greetings! Welcome back to the Osha Cerese Show. I'm your host, Osha Cerese. Happy Black Love Day. It is February 13th, 2025. We got 4 minutes left of this this day on the in the Eastern Standard time zone that I'm in. But I'm here in time. Happy Black Love Day, y'all. It's been one of them days. So I'm giving myself grace, and I ask that you do the same for me as well. Um, this is the Osha Cerese Show, y'all. So normally this show is your midday reset, but lately it's been a pop-up show. So this is your daily reset, where we bring culture and coaching together, where headlines meet healing, and where we utilize alchemy to transmute gossip into growth. So normally I would be taking some things that's going on in the headlines, trending topics, and all of that to kind of pull out some lessons. I am a certified life coach. I support people on their journeys of healing, self-love, and self-discovery. And that's what this show is about as well. Healing, self-love, self-discovery, and intentional dating. So we would normally be talking about what's going on in the headlines, but we'll see. I'm just going to let today's show flow. Thank you all for those who are tuning in. If you're on Instagram, thank you. If you're here on YouTube, thank you. If you're not already subscribed to my channel, please do so now. Link is in my bio. My YouTube channel is youtube.com/at Osha Cerese. That's OSHACERESE. That's where this show lives. That's where this show will pop up. It's not always going to stream on Instagram. So make sure you not only subscribe, but that you turn your notifications on so you'll know when I'm popping up. I'm fresh faced tonight, ready for bed, got on my PJs. So this is gonna be a nice chill show. Shout out to Mr. Lamar21 on Instagram that said Happy Black Love Day. Same to you, love. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you're still on. But again, make sure you're subscribed, make sure your notifications are turned on. And let's just chill. Let's see how it goes. It's gonna flow today. Still on my raw vegan eating and juicing. I did not juice today. I had some juice that I made the other day. I'll make some more juice tomorrow. Right now, the drink, I share with y'all what I'm drinking. This is a almond matcha latte by Khalifa Farms. Matcha latte. I love these. So cheers to great health, success, love, abundance, and Black love specifically. But some people say matcha keeps them up. Nothing that's meant to keep people up keeps me up. Like, I don't drink coffee, but the few times, I ain't gonna say few, but the times that I have had coffee, I can go to sleep right after. Matcha doesn't keep me up either. So again, happy Black Love Day. I talked about Black Love Day on episode 2 of this show, and I told y'all that I was gonna celebrate that this year. I don't know if I celebrated it fully. It's still, it's officially still it. I think in my own way that I did. I hope you all loved on yourself and your community and everybody. So I wanted to break down the tenets today again. But before we do that, because it's Black History Month, I've been highlighting different things about our history, cultural facts, historical facts, shining light on Black love as well, all through the month. I didn't have a specific spotlight that I wanted to give for Black Love Day when it comes to people, but I did want to talk about some of the statistics that I found that were a little bit more positive, because we're shown this black love, black and love, Black men and Black women divide, and it makes you feel like when you see all of this man versus women mess in these podcasts that promote a lot of hate, man bashing, women bashing, or whatever. It makes you feel like we don't really love each other like that. We don't mess with each other. We not tight like that no more. And that's far from the truth. So I wanted to see if I could find any type of positive statistics. One thing I did see, I think that was according to the 2021 census, 85% of Black men are married to Black women. So despite what we see, and love who you love, that's your thing. It's Black Love Day, so we celebrating that. We think that, when Black men get successful or when they become professional athletes or whatever, that they decide to date outside their race. And then, of course, when we see most recently the rise of the passport bros, and we see people leaving the country feeling like Black women aren't enough for them, or Black women are not compatible to them, or Black women are not submissive and feminine enough, and they're searching for love outside of America. Maybe it's a Black woman that's in the diaspora, or maybe it's someone that's not Black at all. It kind of makes some women discouraged, feeling like Black men don't love us or want to marry us. I don't feel that way, but I know some women that do. But again, 85% of Black men are married to Black women, and successful ones too. So keep that in mind. It says that married Black couples often experience higher household income, which definitely is helpful. For instance, 2020 census data revealed that the median income was 173% higher for Black married couples with children compared to single Black female householders with children. So partnering up, having a marriage, financial stability. Health advantages include that married individuals may enjoy better health outcomes, including increased life expectancy and reduced risk of certain diseases, especially for men. Men are healthier and richer, more successful when they are married. And strong Black marriages, of course, can serve as pillars in the community, providing stability and positive role models for younger generations. Now, marriage is not for everybody. Everybody is not prioritizing marriage, and I get that too. But for those who do desire marriage or seek to be married one day, those are some statistics that I hope bring some type of inspiration to you. Okay, thank you, Mr. Lamar. I'm glad you're still here. If y'all see me looking down this way, this is where my Instagram comments are over here. So anyway, I just wanted to share that Black love still exists, Black marriage still exists, Black successful marriage is still happening. So cheers to that. Let me take another sip of my matcha almond latte. So again, with Black Love Day is not just celebrating romantic love. Black love is the Black Love Day that was founded in 1993 by Ayo Handy-Kendi, also known as Mama Ayo. Again, I talked about it in more detail on episode 2. If you want to find it, it's on my YouTube channel under live videos. That's where all the shows are. But it was created as a spiritual and cultural alternative to Valentine's Day. And there are 5 tenets of Black love. So let's talk about it. Love of the Creator, embracing a higher power or spiritual connection. So if you prayed today, if you connected with Source in any way, however you connect to Source, if you feel any type of way and you need to lay your burdens down, this is a great day to dive deeper into that. I know personally, I'm going through some things that I need to lay down my burdens, and I definitely had a moment where today specifically, not too long ago actually, as I was showering, getting ready to come talk to y'all, I was just in my feelings about some things that I'm going through. It ain't got nothing to do with a man. If y'all thinking that, it's just about life. And I was shedding some tears, and you know what? I noticed that as I've gotten older, I don't often cry for myself a lot. I cry for other people. I'm like a little sensitive empath, highly sensitive person, and I pick up energies of others, and little things that I see that are sentimental online or whatever, I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna cry on movies, music makes me cry, whatever. But when it comes to my own circumstances or whatever, I don't often cry. So this is one of them days that I was like crying or whatever, and I really was feeling like, okay, this is the time where I'm going to have to lean into my faith and connect with God and, my whole spiritual team of ancestors, spirit guides, angels. I need everybody. I need everybody. And I'm just sharing this to share that sometimes, like, when your faith is tested, not really your faith, but like when you just really need to lean into your faith, or when you're just stressed out, that old Negro spiritual, gonna lay down my burdens down by the riverside, like really giving your worries to God. But just sometimes when you feel like whatever you're feeling like, and you need reminders, is what I'm trying to say. You need reminders that you're not alone, and that you have everything that you need, and that you're tapped in spiritually. Sometimes you'll get these little reminders. And today, like I said, I was having me a little cryful moment in the shower. That's the perfect time. Music playing. I'm listening to R&B. The water's coming down, and I'm boohoo crying. I wasn't boohoo crying, but I was crying. I got out the shower. When I was in the shower, one of my the song that played as my grandmother's walk down the aisle. I think it was my grandmother's and my mother, when they walked down the aisle at my wedding. That song came on. And, both of my grandmothers are now ancestors. They are now my angels. And then when I got out the shower, my wedding song came on. Like, not a song that played during our wedding, but actually it was me and my ex-husband's song. So whenever that song just randomly comes on, I feel like that's just a reminder that, I have people with me from the spiritual realm that are still here to support and guide and protect me and work on my behalf as well. And so I just wanted to share that, to just say that, God is real. God is here for us to tap into, to pray to not worry. They say you can't worry and have faith. So those little reminders, you do have, your ancestors, your people that have passed on, they're still, oh, that's a good note to share. If you don't know, my ex-husband passed away too. So the fact that our song played, that's a reminder to me that I have, my angels around me. So whenever I hear, it's a few certain songs that make me feel like it's him letting me know that I'm good. And that one song came on, the number one song. And so I just wanted to share that. If you're feeling a type of way or whatever, just lean into your spiritual realm. Pray, give it to God. Remember that you have your people that are still working with you, and know that you're going to be okay. And this is note to self as well. Love for self is the second tenet of Black Love Day. Practicing self-care and self-respect. So for me, with self-love, self-care, self-respect, to me, those are three different things. Self-love to me is, and love in general to me, is acceptance. So when you fully accept yourself as is, you accept the things that you may deem as flaws. You accept who you are. You accept who you're becoming. You accept who you once were, or things that you once did, and you forgive yourself. You give yourself grace. To me, that's self-love, self-care, certain acts that you can do to pour into yourself and to give yourself some acts of kindness. And then self-respect, what you allow, setting your certain boundaries for yourself and for others, how you treat yourself, what you consume. All of those things to me are a reflection of your self-respect. So if you don't have my journal already, How to Be Single, this is my copy. This is like one of the first copies. That's why I think this was my, what do they call it? The one they send you out, my proof. So I use this as my own journal. That's why it has this big sign on there that says not for resale. But How to Be Single, This is the guided journal that you can get on my website, oshacerese.com, OSHACERESE.com. Begin your healing journey and path to self-love and self-discovery by moi, Osha Cerese. So in here, one of the sections is about self-love, utilizing your love languages. And there's also a whole program that you can enroll in on my website as well that is called 5 Ways in 5 Days. And it's all about teaching you how to utilize your love languages in your daily acts of self-love and self-care, as well as uncovering, discovering the blockages that you may have with giving and receiving love, because oftentimes people have no idea where these root issues lie, why they have blockages or resistance to receiving love or giving it to others. So 5 Ways in 5 Days is a great program that you can enroll in if you want a deeper dive into your self-love and healing those blockages. So I just wanted to give you a few, maybe one per each section of how you can show your self-love utilizing the love languages. So we got words of affirmation, acts of service, receiving gifts, quality time, and physical touch. So words of affirmation, think self-love. Which one do I want to say? Journaling your strengths and wins. Because it is easy to think about all the ways where we are not where we want to be, flaws, things that just ain't right, the woes and ohs of life and all of that. But how often do you take the time to actually journal the things that you love about yourself, the things that you're great at, your talents, your skills, your creativity, how you show up for others, how you are looked at from others' point of view? Like, what have people told you that resonate with you, that you can actually feel confident about writing down? What do you notice about yourself, your growth? Where were you and where are you now? Where were you once, and how have you evolved or grown since that time? Write that down. What have you achieved? What are some things on some of your old to-do lists or your old journals that you wrote down as goals or intentions that you've actually completed or worked on or taken some steps on? Like, taking the time to do that will really remind you that I am doing something. I am doing a good job. I am a great person. I do deserve an amazing life. Like, reminding yourself that you are worthy and deserving, because sometimes life will have you feeling like, damn, I ain't doing nothing. I'm not getting anywhere. I'm not putting in the work, when all the while you really are. Acts of service, do self-love. So many good ones. I'm gonna say grooming yourself. That is an act of service that you can do for yourself. And it sounds simple, but it makes a world of difference when you do your hair and make sure your hair looks good. Put, for ladies, it could be, if you want to be fresh faced, that's fine. But having a skincare routine, or, doing something to your eyebrows, putting on a little makeup when you feel like it, making sure you are clean and you smell good and you look good and what you're wearing actually makes you feel good. That makes a world of difference. When you like what you have on, it feels good on you, you feel good in it, you show up differently. So, getting yourself together definitely makes a world of difference. Receiving gifts. So that's absorbing self-love. The obvious ones, of course, are sending yourself flowers and stuff like that, but purchase only what you love. I think that's a good one, because that helps you to not have to declutter as much. That helps you to, when you open your closet, that you actually can just pick something and you're going to like it, because everything in your closet is your style. the next time you purge your closet or you go through your closet to declutter, let go of all the things that you really don't like, because our closets and drawers are full of things that we don't really like. We're just having it there to keep up space. And that's why we can't find nothing to wear when we open up our closet and our drawers, because it's a bunch of stuff that's either not our style anymore, doesn't fit, it's raggedy, it's not in season. So when you're purchasing new items to replace all the things that you yanked out, make sure it's only things that you love. Quality time. Be present with self-love. Oh. So of course mindfulness, but another one is, I'm trying to see which one I want to give you. Making time for hobbies and leisure time. That's a great quality to have. A great way to spend quality time with self is to dive into your hobbies or into your leisure time, whether that's just lounging, guilt-free, rest and relaxation, catching up on a good movie, a good series, enjoying that and being in that and not feeling guilty about it, which is something that I struggle with sometimes. But also pouring into your hobbies, doing something that you love to do. Some of my hobbies, I would say cooking is a hobby because I like to be creative in the kitchen. And I do feel like sometimes I don't always feel like hopping up to go cook, but when I do cook, whether I feel like it or not, eventually I do, because once I get in there, the mood is set. I'm feeling the vibe. I'm creating. I'm coming up with something nourishing for my body. Making sure I plate, in a certain way. So it does help. Um, I have another hobby. I don't want to speak on it because I don't want too much pressure on me. But I have a new hobby that I want to dive into soon that I'll probably share once I get started. But just trying new things and um, being in the moment with them and not being distracted is definitely very helpful for a quality time of self. And physical touch. Stretching. Something that I've been slacking on, but hopefully you have not. So doing yoga, of course, is a great way to stretch. Pilates, just taking some time to stretch. As we get older, we definitely need to make sure we're doing that as well, because the joints, the muscles, everything is wanting to be stretched and prepared for exercise and walking around life, and it makes a great difference when you're flexible, when you can move your body. So that's a great way to pour into your physical touch for yourself. So we're on number 3 for the 5 tenets of Black love. Number 3 is love for the Black family. Strengthen bonds within the family unit. That is important too. So I don't know how close you all are with your family. I feel like I'm very close with my family on both sides. I personally grew up with my dad's side of the family being in the same city all of my life until I moved out of Colorado. Um, my mom's side of the family, I still have always been close. The first 3 years of my life, I lived in Birmingham, where my mom's side of the family is. And then throughout my life, my cousins moved to Colorado for a few years. So we spent a lot of time during that time. And then we always kept in touch, before cell phones and all of that. We always kept in touch via writing letters and sending pictures back and forth, which is why pictures are so near and dear to me. Like, everybody knows that I have one of the greatest collections of family pictures, family photos. A lot of times people hit me up in the family like, do you have a picture of this? Do you have a picture of that? I'm always the cameraman. I'm always the person, collecting the memories, recording videos, candid moments, candid pictures. And so, that's why I feel like it's very important to stay close with your family too, even when you're not in the same city and state. And the way I would advise people to do that is to stay in touch. via phone, via text messaging, FaceTimes when you can. And, we have social media as a tool. I know Facebook initially was for college people, but it has turned into a great way to keep in touch with long distance family members. Um, but one of the things that I try to do my best with when it comes to keeping in touch, because I have so many people to keep in touch with, so it's not possible for me. I mean, I guess it could be if I do group messages, but it's not reasonable for me to reach out every day, um, because my father is one of 8 children. My mother is one of 5 children. So you can just imagine how many cousins I have, aunts and uncles. All of my grandparents have passed on, but I have lots of aunts and uncles, lots of cousins. I have a niece, I have nephews, I have distant cousins, which they're not that distant because we all close. So one of the things that I try to do in order to stay close with family, we have group chats, so I try to, stay up to date with the group chats, but I also try to make sure that I reach out to people on their birthdays. And I know that sounds like it's not that much, just once a year, but at the very least, I try to call or reach out on birthdays. I also have set my intention to try to make it to everybody's wedding, milestone birthdays, and I try to do graduations. Try my best. Went to my niece's graduation. Was that last year? 2 years ago. Last year, my dad turned 70 in February, so went to Denver for that. My oldest cousin on my dad's side, turned 50 in April. Went to that. Um, I've had 2 boy cousins get married, I think in 2021 and 2022. Made sure I went there. And another one of my boy cousins is getting married this year. So I'll make sure I'm gonna get there. So I think just trying to show up for milestone and big events, and not just how back in the day it used to be you don't see each other unless it's a funeral. Like I've broken that cycle of just seeing the family when it's a funeral or when it's a sad occasion. Like, let's celebrate, let's be here for each other's joyous moments. Again, reaching out, and then outside of birthdays, just touching bases with family just when they pop up in your mind. If they pop up in my mind, or if I have a dream about somebody, that's my sign to reach out. And so I try to do my best with that too. And everybody is grown now. I feel like we were all just kids not long ago. Um, my cousin, it's now after midnight here, but it's still his birthday in Colorado. My cousin Melvin, shout out to you. Happy birthday. He just turned 36. And when I tell you, when we were children, having little cousins, it seemed like y'all are my little cousins. Like, y'all are so much younger than me. In real life, we were all just within a year and a half apart. Because I'm 36, and here my cousin is turning 36 today. And when we were kids, it just seemed like he was such my little cousin. But we we're the same age for several months. So I don't know. It's something about kid math that's different. But it's just like when you think about, I don't know about y'all, but like I really don't feel like it was that long ago that we were all at grandma's house on, sleepovers and growing up together, going to the same schools and family gatherings. It wasn't that long ago, and now we're grown as hell. We live in different places. We got children. My older cousin, I have 2 cousins who are grandparents now. It's just like, is this for real? It's just mind blowing. And when I've been away from Colorado for 10 years, 10 and a half years now, so it kind of feels like I've missed a lot of my little cousins' upbringing, because when I left, they were all under 10, and now they're all grown, and I'm just like, Lord. So I do try to show my face, and I do thank my cousins, my first cousins, for making sure that their kids know who I am. Like, shout out to my cousin Dustin when I've talked to him on the phone, and he'll be like telling all his kids, say hi to cousin Asha, and like, that just warms my heart to know that we make an effort to make sure we all know each other, whether whether they see me every day or once or twice a year, that the kids know who I am. And I love all of my family members, even if I haven't spent that much time with them. Like, the love that I have for my folks is undeniable. So happy Black Love Day to my family, all of my family. Anybody that comes from my lineage, happy Black Love Day to you. I love y'all. Love for the Black community, support and uplift the community. So what are you all's contributions to the community? That's what I would like you all to reflect on if you're watching live or if you come back to watch. What are your contributions to the community? A couple of things that I do for the community. I have my youth empowerment, youth enrichment program, the Orchid Life. So since 2012, I've been pouring into the youth, building confidence and character through workshops, summer camps. And what I do is teach them character building and confidence through modeling and mindfulness. So my mother, my aunt, they've been models since they were teenagers, before me and my cousins were thought of. So all of us have been taught how to model. Both my mom and my aunt have been coordinating fashion shows and been modeling since they were 16 and 17, 18 years old. And so that is one of the gifts that has been passed down to all of us. And we utilize modeling to build self-esteem in the youth. And since I have learned how and gained tools for mindfulness and meditation and journaling and all of that, I've incorporated that into my program as well, because mindfulness works and children need it for focus, for clarity, for healing, for regulating their emotions. So that is what I use. That is how I use my skills and my gifts to pour into the youth. And then, of course, I am working on expanding connections and conversations when it comes to conversations between men and women and bridging the gap between men and women. And of course, my contribution to the community is supporting people with finding love through speed dating events, through the Black Love Collective, which if you're not a part of, you need to go ahead and get a part of. Add yourself to the Black Love Collective. That is a growing community and a database that I am creating to be able to curate more personalized events like singles mixers and speed dating, where you will find you'll be more likely to find a match, because it is going to be me looking at your answers to these questions, finding people that have your shared interests, that are your type, and matching you accordingly, and having smaller, more intimate events. So again, the intentional love collective, let me repeat that, the intentional love collective is what you need to be on if you are an intentional dater, a hopeful romantic, and you're looking to find love in 2025. Right now I have the link in my bio. So I usually tell you to DM me or email me at oshacerese at gmail.com, OSHACERESE at gmail.com, which you still can. But if you're on Instagram, or if you see my link on any of my platforms like Instagram or Facebook, just click the link. And right now the Intentional Love Collective is active and live on there. So add yourself to that so that I can support us on bringing more love into the community. Okay. The fifth tenet is love for the Black race. Celebrate and honor Black heritage and culture. When I tell you, this is one of the most important ones to me, because I don't know if y'all have heard this, but some people actually think Black people don't have culture. Black Americans. I remember getting into, it wasn't an argument, it was a little back and forth with this woman on Facebook years ago. And she was Caribbean. She was Trinidadian. Is that how you say it? But she had a very clear disdain for Black American people. And I've met other Caribbean people who, for some reason, have certain stereotypical thinking about Black American people. And I've met some people in the diaspora who love and appreciate Black American people, but just a few that have hateful things to say and that don't think we have a culture. And I just think that that is laughable. So as you can see, if you're on social media at all, you can't get away from seeing information, articles, statistics, all these things from just Kendrick Lamar's Super Bowl performance. Just that right there. Like, if you don't know what Black culture is, just kind of read up on some of them articles, just that alone. But we are so rich in culture and heritage, and it should be celebrated and it should be pointed out. There's so many things. Hip hop alone, and that's just 50 years old. Just 50 years old, and has become a global staple, and the whole world knows about hip hop. The whole world is influenced by hip hop. Who do you think started hip hop? Black Americans. I literally went to Brazil and hopped out the Uber and they were breakdancing. And I really felt like I walked into the 80s, but because they're a little behind on culture. But just anywhere you go, you see Asian countries, they break dancing and pop locking and dropping and doing all kind of stuff, dancing, singing songs, Black culture. All really most music that we listen to is influenced heavily by Black culture. Our music, our art, the foods that we eat, soul food originated as scraps that we were giving while we were enslaved, that we made the best out of. We put together the spices and the seasonings and the flavors and put our love into it and created soul food that is now a delicacy. Shoot, everything, the way we talk, our lingo, our spirituality, how we praise God, how we honor and worship God. There's this, it's a difference. You can see the difference in Black culture. But yes, the way we speak, our accents, our language, AAVE or Ebonics or whatever you want to call it. Like, people want to say it's Gen Z lingo, but it's Black. It's Black culture. It's the things that we say and the sauce that we put on things, the way we wear our hair, the way we, our hygienic practices. That is culture. There's a man that literally has a whole series on TikTok showing the differences, cultural differences in hygienic practices. Like, some people don't be washing their legs and their feet. And they're like, some people are out here, not even using soaps, just water and walking out. So our hygienic practices, our dances, like, we got Chicago stepping, we got Detroit ballroom, we got sea walking and bee walking. We got line dances, we got hand dances, we got, like I said, any hip hop dance, break dancing. We have culture. We have culture from just the simple fact that you can look up something that says Black mamas be like, and everybody knows exactly what you're talking about because we all have the same damn life, or we either was a Black grandmother or Black mother or whatever. Like, the way our upbringing, it's just so much. So don't ever say we don't have culture, because it's really everywhere. So again, the 5 tenets of Black love: love for the Creator, love for self, love for the Black family, love for the Black community, and love for the Black race. And I love the Black race. I love being Black. I'm so happy I came onto this earth as a Black woman. So love, let's celebrate it. Let's love it. Let's honor it. Let's respect it. Let's respect each other. Let's find ways to get along better, to communicate better, to treat each other better, to treat ourselves better, to pour into ourselves, to pour into our community, to build the youth, to hold space for one another, to celebrate other people's wins, celebrate your own wins, have confidence, because most of the things that you have, the world wants it. Like, look at our hair. Our hair can do so many things. Like, we were taught to not love the texture of our hair. Um, our hair literally grows up towards the sun. Look at our skin, our melanin. Melanin. Just look up the price of melanin, and look at we just dripping in it. Look at our bone structure and our just the way we just glow, like we just exude beauty and love and power. And our bodies, our lips, our noses, like these are the features that they want. So celebrate the fact that you were just born with it, you know? Be happy about it, be proud about it. And that doesn't mean that you're anti anything else, but you can be pro you, pro black, pro celebrating. Be proud of who you are. What James Brown said. Say it loud. I'm black and I'm proud. So, celebrating Black Love Day by spending time in meditation, prayer, or connecting with your spiritual beliefs, engaging in activities that nurture your mind, body, and soul, organizing a family gathering or a game night to strengthen familial bonds. That's another one, Black culture. Uno, spades, like, don't get to tripping and acting like we ain't got culture, y'all. I don't know how to play spades. Don't take my black card. I might learn this year because I know somebody that has a company that teaches you how to play spades. So I may tap in this year on that. But Uno, and everybody has different Uno rules. So this is what I'm going to tell y'all about Uno. We going to go over the rules before we start playing. Ain't no start playing and all of a sudden folks is doing stuff and we ain't agreed on it. Because the way I play Uno, I feel like once you start and you have your cards, 5 or 7, however many we start with, and you don't have anything to put down, you need to pull from the cards from the main deck until you have something you could put down. Some people have the rules where you just pull once and then it's somebody else's turn. I feel like if we just do it like that, the game is going to end quickly because you don't have that many cards in your hand. No, you got to pull until you put something down. I don't do that. Being able to just put down a whole bunch of cards that got the same number. If it ain't got the same color, we ain't doing that. I mean, it could be the same number or the same color, but then there's some people that stack like 2, 3, 4, 5. No. What's something else? I don't believe in putting +4 or draw 4 on a draw 2. It got to match. So we got to talk about the rules before you start playing Uno. Volunteering or supporting a Black-owned business and initiatives. So that is another way that you can celebrate Black Love Day. Volunteering or supporting Black-owned businesses. I did do that this week. I'm not today specifically. I don't think. Did I? But I did order something from a Black-owned company. So I'm there. And attend events that honor Black history and culture. So last night I hosted speed dating at the Vegan and Friends, and although it's open for everybody, we all black up. We be black up in there. I don't hardly see anybody outside of that. And so I was there honoring Black history and Black culture. They did a whole Kendrick Lamar set at the end of the night, and we was all crip walking and having a good old black time on the dance floor. So again, happy Black Love Day, y'all. Y'all let me know if you are live or if you watch the playback. What are you doing to celebrate Black Love or Black Love Day? And speaking of alternative ways to celebrate Valentine's Day, have y'all heard of Galentine's or Palentine's? So Galentine's Day is also supposed to be celebrated on February 13th, and it's a day for women to honor female friendships. So you'll see a bunch of women gathering together, either going out, having dinner, or having a party together. Everybody's dressed in their cute clothes and they having drinks, they toasting their, you know, celebrating together. And I think I've seen a lot of criticism for Valentine's Day. I don't know if people feel like, if it's not romantic love, then it shouldn't be celebrated, or it looks like a bunch of single women sitting around lonely. And I remember, I don't know if y'all could see it, but on this um, vision board of mine, there is a picture of the couple from the show Love Is that ended up getting canceled. But I remember there was like, I don't know if they called it a Valentine's Day. It might have, but it was like when the women in her family would get together. And I think she was the one that was feeling like, why are we doing this? Like, why are we celebrating this and being lonely and sitting here bitter or whatever? Like, she wanted to be with her man. So she was kind of wanting to break the cycle of that. So I think it just depends on the perspective that you look at it. If it's a Valentine's Day and it's a celebration of sisterhood and just having fun and just supporting one another, holding space and having a good time, I don't see what the problem is. I don't understand why people are being so critical. It's mostly coming from men, but I even saw women like, oh, that's Valentine's Day, that's whack. Just do you, baby boo. Like, it's women getting together, celebrating each other, having a good time. Now, if you around, I'm not trying to go to no bitter party. Like, if we crying or sad, or feeling lonely and bashing men or whatever, that if that's what's going on, I ain't trying to do that. But I don't think that's what's going on. And then the Valentine's Day, I don't even think I heard of that. But it says it's a gender neutral celebration, focusing on appreciating all friends. And I saw one of my cousins. She's a content creator, Zakia_3. Shout out to her. Um, she has a content group, a group of friends that they have. They call it the Content Junkie. So they have a crew of people that create content, and one of them is Floss the Mac. He's a popular content creator out of Birmingham as well. And he did a skit called Valentine's Day. So it was like Valentine's Day, but Valentine's Day as in male. And it was cute. Like, they had their little PJs on, him and his homeboys. They had their little Valentine's Day PJs on. They showed up and they were, they popped their bottles and they had their little Valentine's Day cupcakes and they had a pillow fight. And I know he's joking or whatever, but I think that something like that would be cute for men to do as well, to celebrate brotherhood, celebrate love of each other, support each other, hold space. It ain't got to be cheesy, but you know, I think that's cute. I saw a group of friends who get together, a group of guy friends. They get together I want to say it was Friday, and maybe not every Friday, but maybe like once every other week or once a month, something like that. And they get together and they cook and they kick it and watch their shows together or talk. And I just think that's so cute. I think that we need more of that. Like, everything is not just about romantic love. That's beautiful. That's something that should be celebrated and poured into. But there's so many other relationships that sometimes get overlooked and they're not getting nurtured and poured into, and they're important as well. Like, you have to nurture every relationship that you have, not just with your romantic partner. So if you have a group of friends, if you're a guy and you got a group of homeboys, like, what do y'all do outside of, you know, if y'all at the barbershops, I don't think, are they like they used to be? I know beauty salons, everybody got suites now. So, do you just gather at the barbershop? Do you just gather to play sports or go golfing or sit around and, talk stuff about women? I don't know, but having more intentional brotherhood time, I think that would be beneficial for men as well. So check it out, try it out, see what you do. But the other thing that was funny with the Floss the Max skit, I don't think everybody picked up on it, but there is this viral video going around on Facebook. This girl blasted some girl for going number 2 in the trash can during the Valentine's celebration, and they caught it on camera. A fallout. I don't know why some women get together and they want to fall out, like when they go to Miami. I've seen it with my own 2 eyes. But for whatever reason, the girl fell out with whoever was there at the Valentine's thing. So they exposed the video of her doing a number two in the trash can, which I'm sure somebody was in the bathroom and she had to go. But at the end of Floss the Max skit, what does he do? Poop in the trash can. But anyway, some of the benefits of alternative celebrations are inclusivity. They provide an opportunity for everyone, regardless of relationship status, to feel valued and loved. Strengthening bonds, celebrating friendships that can deepen connections and celebrating friendships can deepen connections and provide emotional support, which we all need. We have to lean on our village and our people. And self-love, these alternatives encourage individuals to focus on self-appreciation and personal growth. So again, I gave y'all some self-love tips, and when it comes to pouring into yourself, utilizing the love languages, there, of course, are so many ways that you can love on yourself and appreciate yourself and honor yourself and value yourself and remind yourself that you are that person, you are that woman, or you are that guy. And I just wanted to remind people, because I just had a conversation earlier with one of my friends about trusting the process and understanding that going through tough times don't always last. So everything is happening in order to shift you into the right direction. It's all a matter of how you accept and adapt and adjust to whatever's going on in your life. But we were just talking about the look that sometimes people present, that they have it all together and they, got so much and they're doing so well. But a lot of people, they may not be struggling, but they might not necessarily be where they want to be. And nobody really wants to share that part of the journey. And me and a lot of my other friends and close people are on um, self-employment journeys, entrepreneurial journeys, and it's not freaking easy. A lot of people think that, oh, you work for yourself or you're your own boss and it's the glitz and the glam, and they see the success stories and they see, everything that happens when you make it. But nobody really talks about the day-to-day journey until you get there. And even when you do make it, there's still pressure and there's still things that you have to put in place, because you have to maintain it once you get it. Once you obtain it, you got to maintain it. So I just want to remind people to not compare yourself to anybody. Do not compare yourself to people that you see flexing and stunting on the gram or whatever, because you don't know their journey. You don't know what they had to go through in order to get there. And you don't even know if it's actually real. You don't know if they just in an Airbnb, in a rental car, borrowing somebody else's stuff. You just don't know. And they may need to fake it until they make it for their brand or whatever they got going on. So don't compare yourself to others. Give yourself grace and know that, you know, there's ups and downs and things, especially in entrepreneurship and being self-employed. You might have an amazing month, and then you might have a month or two or three that you really don't know how you're gonna make ends meet. Um, Doing gig work, we also talk about that too. Like sometimes people feel shame when they have to have odd jobs or gig work in the meantime, in between time. I'm gonna tell y'all like this: you got to get your coins the way you got to get them. I done Uber Eats, DoorDash, Instacart, and taking, side little jobs or whatever, because you got to have something to make sure you're stable while you're following your dreams. So don't be ashamed about it. Do what you got to do. Lean on your village. Um, and just keep going. There's the only way to fail is to give up. So giving up is not just taking breaks. If you need to take a break, if you need to gather yourself, if you need rest, pay attention to that as well. But don't stop whatever your goal is. Don't stop taking one step at a time to get to that goal. And that's why I say write down your wins and your strengths so it can remind you of how far you've come and how close you are there. Think about that meme or that image of the two people hitting the little hammer, mining whatever they were mining, a tunnel, and the gold or the end of the tunnel or whatever is literally right there. and this person just gives up and turn back around because they can't see it, and the other person just keep going, and eventually they're going to be there. So that's just how it is. Like, we don't know when we're going to get to the goal and when we're going to see the light at the end of the tunnel or get the reward, but you're going to get it. You just have to keep going. So I just wanted to share that for anybody that is having a tough time, or anybody that's struggling, or anybody that is on their journey of success and the success has not arrived yet. It has arrived, because you are successful already, because you're trying, you're putting in effort, you're doing what you got to do. You got to make adjustments, and find you a team of people that is willing to hold space for you and support you. Find a mentor, um, and don't be afraid to get your coins doing those side gigs and side hustles or whatever, as long as it's legal, and get your coins so you can be able to pour back into what you really want to do. Um, Again, if you need support on anything that you're working on, I'm your dream doula. I support you with birthing your ideas and manifesting your dream life, whether that's through life, love, or career. Um, get you a one-on-one session. Go to oshacerese.com, OSHACERESE.com. You can book a discovery call to find out how I can best support you on your journey of healing, self-love, self-discovery. Or if you would like to get a strategy session and you know exactly what you do, if you have a business already, or you're an influencer or a content creator and you just need some support with a strategy and a direction to go in, you need support on what type of like if you want to do digital products or digital courses and you just need support on how to build that, get you a content strategy call. One call. I don't want to sound like what's his name? One call, that's all. That lawyer. But literally one strategy call and we can get you together for your content, for your game plan, your action plan of action, or if you just need someone to hold space for you and listen and tell you ways that you can utilize or monetize your gifts. I got you. So you can do a strategy session. You can do one-on-one coaching call or you can sign up for coaching, long-term coaching if you need support on your journey. You can also enroll into a course. Again, we got one single step at a time, which is a 6-week course, 6-week workshop. It's guided. It gives you all your tools and exercises and prompts in order to unpack your past traumas, heal your childhood, inner childhood healing, past relationships, all of those things, working on self-discovery, getting to know yourself, also working on your plan of action for the future, and that comes along with coaching as well. Again, I mentioned earlier, you can do your 5 ways in 5 days, which is a workshop that is more self-paced. There is some guidance, and it comes along with one coaching session, and that is 5 ways in 5 days and can be done in as little as 5 days, or you could take your time and do it as you please. That teaches you how to incorporate your love languages into your daily acts of self-love and self-care, and helps you to uncover any blockages or resistance that you have when it comes to giving and receiving love. Or you could just grab you a journal. If you're not ready to enroll in a course and you're not ready for coaching, grab you a journal, How to Beat Single, and it gives you a lot of tools and support and exercises that you can do on your own time. Also, subscribe to the newsletter, OshaCerese.com. Subscribe to the newsletter. And make sure you're subscribed to the channel, youtube.com/at Osha Cerese, OSHACERESE. And make sure if you're an intentional dater, you ready to find love, you're a hopeful romantic, make sure you get on that Intentional Love Collective database. The way you do that is you can find the link in my bio on Instagram, or email me or DM me or comment intentional love, oshacerese@gmail.com. That's OSHACERESE@gmail.com. Your journaling prompts of the day. What are 3 things you love about yourself? How can you practice the 5 tenets of Black love in your daily life? Not just celebrating it on February 13th, but how can you celebrate the tenets of Black love in your daily life. And again, to repeat those, it is love for the Creator, love for self, love for the Black family, love for the Black community, and love for the Black race. And in what areas of your life are you comparing yourself to others? And how can you shift your focus back to your own journey? Again, how or in what areas in your life are you comparing yourself to others? And how can you shift focus back to your own journey? I hope you all enjoyed this episode of the Osha Cerese Show. Thank you for holding space for me as well. Like I said, I wasn't having the greatest day before I started, but I love coming here, sitting here, talking to y'all and pouring into y'all as well. That helps me fill my cup up. Even though I'm pouring outward, it does do me a service as well. Thank you for listening. I hope you tune in tomorrow. Make sure you are subscribed and turn your notifications on. And since it is already Valentine's Day, happy Valentine's Day. But I'm going to talk to y'all tomorrow. Good night.